Okay, I'm gonna keep it real. I have no idea what to make a video on. And I think it was the 5th year anniversary of Green Typhlosion as a channel. So I'm literally just going to sit here and talk about just being a small Poketuber. And honestly, just looking through my channel, honestly, my biggest regret. I never took the time to hone my craft. And I mean that in every sense of the word. Like, you can kind of see it in my early thumbnails. A lot of them are like, look at this shit. That is ass. These are like, oh my god, they're bad. Like, I never took the time to learn how to Photoshop properly, how to properly record audio. I was doing it as I went, which isn't something I would suggest you do. And also I did sub for sub 2, which does not work out well. And I discussed that in the last video. So I think that's the second thing. Also, I never really honed in my niche as a Poketuber. That was another big thing. Like, as you can see, I'm kind of all over the place. Like, you have showdown battles, draft league battles, Pokemon versuses. Like, I don't know. It's a little bit weird. It's weird. Like, honestly, I say for a while this was all, like, really not good. Or not that it wasn't good content, it just wasn't optimized in a sense in terms of like niche and like thumbnails. Now these thumbnails, these were made for people in this league back in the day. Man, fond memories. But yeah, these were like custom made shit and it looked really good. Like, oh my god, the art for this is fire. I think a guy named Flux made it. I remember him. Fucking goat. So yeah, you can see I'm kind of like really all over the place. This I think was one of my first big videos that blew up. I say blow up lightly. I think I mean by blow up it got like 100+ views. That's what I categorize as a blow up, I guess, at this time. And yeah, I mean, it was a Pokemon versus, so I kind of just stuck with that and just like doing videos like this. And you know, some of them did catch fire, but you know. Oh my god, this is a cool video. I want to revisit this. This is a video topic I would do a remake of for sure. You have some like other side projects I tried to work on here, like doing a lot of let's plays, and you know, the thumbnails like this, they weren't bad. They really weren't bad. I like thumbnails like this. This is a good thumbnail. I'm literally just evaluating and critiquing my work. I remember at the time I had like some people make thumbnails for me. And even then, despite that, I still wasn't really good. I was trying to be a Let's Player at the time, which didn't really work out. And I think half of it really just boiled down to I was not good at Let's Playing. Why Ash is a bad trainer. That is a fucking cool idea. I want to revisit that video. But, you know, kind of just looking at it, my biggest series at the time was definitely Pokemon Versus. And, you know, you could kind of see some early rumblings of the Green Typhlosion I am now, just making titles that are kind of like pissing people off. That pretty much sounds like me. This thumbnail it had potential. I kind of just botched it because I'm kind of colorblind. I remember being really sad when this series flopped. I remember that. This was super clean. This is when I was starting to learn how to make shit. I remember I was getting a little bit of traction. Maybe I had like 100-ish subs at the time. Like I think I was using GIMP at the time to create art. And then I switched to Photoshop like a few years later. By a few years, I think I started using Photoshop around this time, maybe like a year ahead. Actually, no, I think I was still using GIMP. No, wait, was I? I don't even remember. No, I actually barely remember. Maybe I was using Photoshop, maybe I wasn't. But yeah, honestly, at this time, you can see I was kind of figuring out how to make a passable thumbnail. And my editing style was very similar to Mystic Umbreon and Arizo and what was his name? Aura Guardian. Like those styles of YouTubers. Very similar to them. Actually, yes, I was using Photoshop at this time. I kind of remember. I remember, but I slightly don't remember. So yeah, my video content at this time, it pretty much just remained the same for years and years and years. Like honestly, all I literally did at this time was worst teams. Where's worst team for Kanto? That was a long ass time ago. No, it's right here, 3 years ago. I remember this. This was my first video that blew up. This video it skyrocketed. I was not expecting that to happen. Obviously, you can see I was just not able to capitalize on it because after I still continued to do Let's Plays. That's also something, in combination with like not honing my skills or picking my niche, I think a big thing is when I did get my first blow up, I did not have a plan. I did not plan for it to happen. Therefore, I wasn't really able to consolidate it. Like, it more so like it spiked up, but it just fizzed out because I never knew how to retain that new audience. And I think the only right thing I did during this time was probably making other worst team videos. I don't really know what I could have done better, but I guess yeah, I don't really know to this day. Like, I have not solved the piece to that puzzle as what I should have done, because arguably I could have just done more team videos. But at that point, how many team videos can you make before you burn your audience out? That was the main thing I was trying to avoid, and I just never figured out a solid alternative or a medium to shift that audience to where they could also appreciate it, the new content I would be making. I never figured it out, ever. And yeah, I think that was probably my biggest shortcoming as a YouTuber. For sure. Just kind of just looking back on it, like, yeah, honestly, maybe just talking more about the in-games in general. Kind of just looking back on it, I'm not sure how I would have salvaged it, but you know, maybe making a Discord or something to start building up an audience could have been like a good step in the right direction. Here though, this is fun. This is a precursor to modern day Green Typhlosion. This video right here, like, it had nothing to do with me making Poketuber reviews, but it's just really cool to see. I remember this video. This was a huge collab. Like, ranking videos like this, maybe it's like I also could have done that, but at that point, you know, I'm just basically like a bootleg. I'm like a hybrid of Mystic Umbreon and Aura Guardian at that point, and that's not really sustainable because I don't think I did anything enough to kind of like give it my own flair, because my audio or editing or research skills were nowhere near as par as those guys. And as much as I don't think Aura Guardian is funny, he did have good comedic timing in some videos, and I definitely did not have the flair or the moxie to pull that off. So yeah, I'd say maybe that was my biggest downfall, probably. And I think a lot of things, like, I did like emulation type videos, as you can see. Like, I took videos other YouTubers were doing and put a spin on it, which I guess is the name of the game for YouTube. But I kind of wish I was able to run away with something more sustainable. Like, content like this is something if I could do it all over again, I would have pushed more for something like this, or maybe something like this a little bit. Just talking about weird things in the Pokemon universe. And yeah, I get that, you know, it's like never too late or whatever, but I kind of like what I do right now. So yeah, I'm kind of going to roll with it. But I would like to bring something like this back eventually. Maybe just doing it for like shits and giggles. Or like videos like this where I kind of just bullshitted around with Ace and 31st. AK wow, we've been collabing for 2 years. Holy shit. Yes, this is literally just me reflecting. This is a clean ass thumbnail. That is fucking fantastic. Let me think. This, I remember, this was the first video where I learned how to use Photoshop in editing. Oh wait, no. It was this video. This was the first video where I learned how to use Photoshop in editing, or learned a new style to do it. So I just find that pretty cool, I guess. So yeah, pretty much putting it. This was, you know, I was making thumbnails. I mean, it looks like I'm not getting views now, but at the time, or it looks like I'm getting views here. Oh, and this is where I started Best Team for Fan Game. Shit. Yeah, that was a good idea. That was a very good expansion idea in terms of like where to take the best team whole idea. So yeah, kind of just looking at stuff like this. Honestly, yeah. Oh, this was also a precursor to modern day Green Typhlosion. Holy shit. I really like this video's thumbnail. This is fucking beautiful. So that's pretty cool. This was a great thumbnail, making individual teams for Pokemon. That was also a good idea. Wow, that was a year ago. Holy shit. Honestly, kind of just looking at it, I remember commenting. This is also kind of a modern day Curse of Green Typhlosion. Very clean thumbnail, might I add. Honestly, I'm literally just going through everything I've done here. And kind of just looking at it, at this point, this is kind of where I got sick of this type of editing style that I used to do. Like, I was honestly very, very tired of it. I was super tired of it. Also, you can see, like, more modern day Green Typhlosion kind of bleeding in a year ago. It was kind of like the precursor. I guess you could say I was quote-unquote testing the waters. But when I decided to do Poketuber reviews, right? This is a fucking clean thumbnail. We're gonna skip the time where I did Wi-Fi battles. That's a different story for a different day. That just never worked. I wish I could have made it work, but it just didn't. That probably because I was not good at commentating Wi-Fi battles. But when I started here, right, I went in kind of raw, for lack of a better word. Like, I honestly, in hindsight, I should have known this would have done well, given previous videos about Poketubers I made getting good views. But to be honest, I never really paid mind to it. I just did it because I wanted to do it. And that is exactly why Green Typhlosion is where Green Typhlosion is today. Like, best teams, Poketube reviews, just talking about Poketubers in general. Now, if you want to say the thumbnail quality fell off, yeah, I can't even disagree with you. I'm going to be honest, I just progressively got more and more and more and more lazy. And the views didn't really change all too much. So, you know, I really, you know, at some point I was just like, does it really matter? Do I really need to spend time on it? And I guess the answer was kind of, no, not really, man. So, yeah, that's kind of where I got where I am now. I just did something and I liked doing it. Therefore, I was going to keep doing it and it was also getting views. So that didn't hurt. I did not realize we were at 10 minutes. Holy shit. I'm going to end the video here. So pretty much, if you do not want to be like a Green Typhlosion, or if you want to be like a Green Typhlosion, before you even start a channel, hone your craft, hone your editing, hone your thumbnails, hone your basics, then meet some people, decide your niche, and after that, go and get it. If you do that, you'll probably succeed more than me. But honestly, if you kind of just want to be like me and just make videos where, like, you know, you just want to reach a certain view threshold. For me, if I get above 100 views, I'm pretty happy. And I know that's like a really small number, but if it goes much higher than that, I don't really get too jittery. Like, it doesn't launch any butterflies in my stomach. I'm just happy as long as it gets over 100. And if you just want to like reach a view threshold and just do what you want to do, nothing wrong with that either. That's pretty much it. If you have subscribed to me in the past, genuinely appreciate it. If you have watched the video of mine, genuinely appreciate it. And that's pretty much it. Have a good day, and thank you for listening to my rant on my YouTube channel.